Question? Yep.
If you will have to start all over again from scratch and you could only be good at one thing, what would it be?
Oh, damn. How long have you been thinking about that question? Here's where I thought you were going, because I get asked this question a lot, is if you went broke today, if you were completely gone, you had to rebuild wealth, what would you do? And I had such an awesome answer, because I was going to say exactly what you're doing here. Like literally to the T, this is what I would do. But if I had to have one skill, if I had to be really good at one thing, copywriting. Without fail. Wouldn't be traffic, wouldn't be anything, copywriting. Just so happens to be what I am very good at, what I did master. So what's copywriting? The ability to write words that sell. This goes back to, I was not meant to be a copywriter. And what happened is I was trying to sell this product and it was failing. It was how to study in college. I thought it was still one of the best products I ever wrote, but didn't sell. And I was struggling and struggling and struggling. And somebody said, hey, I know this guy, he has a list of parents. Maybe they'll buy your product. Oh, perfect. So I reached out to this guy. His name is Justin. Nice guy responds and says, sorry, kid. My parents I talk to are parents of infants and toddlers. I think it's a little bit 20 years ahead of time or something. Oh, okay. He writes back the next day, said, by the way, who wrote the sales copy? Now, I had a very bad relationship with writing. It was probably the most painful part of what I did when I set up the business. And I thought, oh no, this is gonna be that 11th grade teacher all over again. So I said, oh, it was me, I'm sorry, I know it should be better, but I'm learning. And he wrote back and he said, actually, I think it's freaking great. Do you wanna be my intern? And I thought, what? I don't wanna write for a living, what are you, crazy? This is the worst thing in the world. And I said, no. And he goes, and he throws a number at me. So I'll pay you this much to learn. And I'm a broke college kid, I'm like, oh man, thought, no. Then he comes back at me, he goes, well, I just wanna meet you. You seem like a cool guy. There's a workshop going on. I'll pay for your way. You wanna come down? I thought, okay, that sounds like a good deal. Hang out with a bunch of marketers. Went down to it, turns out it was a copywriting workshop. Turns out the headliner of the workshop was Michael Masterson. For any of you who know, arguably the best direct response writer in the world. Turns out the guy who's inviting me is his brother. Also another amazing copywriter. And at that workshop, I realized what writing was. It was a writing workshop. And what I really learned what a marketer is and what writing is. And I grew pretty interested. And what really intrigued me was this mentor of mine not at that time, but later on went on to become a mentor. His name is Justin Ford, by the way. And still keep up with him, love the guy. And he basically told me one thing that I think if there was ever a sentence in my life that is stuck in my head and changed my life, is he said, this is how he convinced me to finally come on and learn. He said, every successful business person must be able to sell through the art of the written word. Word for word was what he said to me. Every successful business person must be able to sell through the art of the written word. And when he said it, I was like, that's gotta be probably the most wise statement I've heard, because I don't understand that lick of it. But it stuck in me. And we spoke about it recently. I called him, I told him I'm writing a book on copywriting. And he was so excited. He's like, are you kidding me? I said, no. I said, I haven't been in touch with you in the last few years, but kind of got good at it. And he knew I was doing well, but I don't think he knew how well. And he's gone on to do real estate and everything. So he was like, all right, kid, we'll pass the baton to you. Like, go for it. And it was truly the best advice, because now I'll never be broke. Touch wood, I don't want to say that and have bad things happen, but it's really, really hard for me to be broke, because I have a talent that'll always have a value to it. And just so you know, like being a copywriter, I've been paid obscene amounts of money. So I had a client once who paid me $100,000. The copy took me like 3 days to write. And I was so burdened by it that I said no to the second project, because I wanted to work on my own stuff. Then he went to 150. And I said, oh, okay. Again, it took me like a week to write it, And he wanted a third project. I said, dude, we got to put an end to this. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm done. And I want to work on my business. And 200. I actually stuck to my guns. I said no. But I've written a lot of copy. the amount of money you can make as a good copywriter is insane. So, copy.